Guys, drop everything. Cadbury have made a brand new product that doesn't contain Oreo. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Maverick Baking and welcome back to another junk food review. Today we are talking about a new Cadbury's product. Cadbury's have been firing out new products left, right and centre over the past couple of years, but most of them have been shockingly bad. But this week, for some reason, they decided to release an all-new lineup of the Cadbury's Heroes. So in here, along with the usual suspects, we have two brand new additions to this classic British box of chocolates, and I'm actually really excited, like really excited. If you're unfamiliar with Heroes, I'm going to chat a little bit about each one, my thoughts, and then kind of review the product as a whole, because honestly, I think this is a really exciting addition to the Cadbury family. So the classic Heroes lineup of recent years has been the Eclair, the Fudge, the Whisper, the Dairy Milk Caramel, and the Twirl. Recently, we also added the Cream Egg Twisted in there, which is my new favourite, to be honest. For some reason, I don't know why they've done it in March. Are there a lot of celebrations in March? Probably not. But for some reason this week, they've decided to add the Dinky Decker and a Crunchie Bits bar to the Cadbury's Hero box. Great news. So I think I'm going to talk about them worst to best, because I have strong opinions on these things, as I'm sure all of you will. Be sure to leave your definitive ranking of best to worst Heroes in the comments below. I will be reading them. And I will be judging you. So there are 9 chocolates in this new box of Heroes, and I've just counted through. There are at least 2 of each of the 9 varieties. So they've done not bad in kind of mixing it up so everyone can get something they like. Let's talk about the worst. The worst Hero, and I will take absolutely no argument or dispute on this whatsoever, because it's terrible. The first Hero is the Eclair. So it comes in very kind of old school purple and gold wrapping. It looks like it's going to be great, but when you open it, caramel should not be that hard. I've never understood who likes these. I've never understood why you would want to eat one. I don't even understand why they're called Eclairs. An Eclair is a beautiful French dessert made with choux pastry and crème pâtissière. This is trash. It would be like comparing me to Jamie Genevieve in the world of Scottish YouTubers. Me being this. Yeah, basically, this thing is like rock solid, known for breaking fillings everywhere. They are really hard, really chewy, a nightmare for your teeth. And on the inside, you have just a pitiful amount of chocolate. So it's just a tragic ratio of chewy trash and pure sugar to lovely creamy chocolate. It's awful. Whenever I receive a box of Heroes, these are left at the bottom and then swiftly thrown into the bin because they are terrible. If you're one of my Polish viewers, the best way to compare this is to one of those Wawel toffee chocolate bars, except the toffee's on the outside and it's rock solid. They're terrible. They're the worst Hero, and I will take no debate on that. Second worst in the Heroes lineup, which we're also going to talk about today before we get onto the new ones, is the Fudge. Old men love a Fudge. They're very classic, you know, they even have a classic just rectangular block shape. I have also always liked the packaging because it is very bold, with the orange and blue, but they're just so meh. So the inside is this kind of soft, white, vaguely vanilla flavoured fudge. Very sweet. It does go quite nicely with the Cadbury's chocolate, but ultimately it's boring. There's not enough texture. The flavour's meh. I will eat one, but they'll never be my first choice. Trash. Moving on. We have the Cadbury Caramel as my third worst Cadbury's Hero. It's just too much. It ruins the beautiful sanctity that is a chunk of creamy dairy milk chocolate and fills it just with this. Here's a little close-up if you need it. It's too runny. It doesn't have any kind of butteriness. It doesn't have any kind of salt to it. It makes the whole thing just really sickly sweet and yeah, no, trash. Next. Of course, we have the classic Cadbury's Dairy Milk Chunk. Now this maybe shouldn't be as low in my ranking as it is, but considering we have some exciting new products in this box, it's fallen down the rankings. It's classic, It's got a really kind of, I don't want to say a sexy shape, I just sound really thirsty if I say that. But it does, it's just this rounded kind of cuboid of just pure thick chocolate. Nothing inside it, just a lovely sweet reminder of your favourite childhood chocolate. It's great. Moving on, we have the Cadbury Twirl. This is the classic swirly, twirly, ripply chocolate. Nothing too exciting on the outside again, but the Twirl has a very unique taste as well as a unique texture. Let me just show you the inside of this. As you can see, all those kind of ripples and folds of milk chocolate in there. Galaxy obviously have the equivalent with their ripple bar, but I don't know if this is a kind of common texture. If you're one of my Polish viewers, let me know if you have any kind of rippled chocolate bars that are equivalent to this. I don't know if I've ever seen any yet. It's a very unique kind of texture, and even the taste of a Twirl isn't similar to the Cadbury's Dairy Milk block. It's almost a thicker chocolate. It's less kind of creamy and melty than the Dairy Milk, but it's still delicious. And the texture just adds that little extra kind of something. Almost a very soft crunch, and just gives your mouth a bit of something more exciting than straight up chocolate. Speaking of giving your mouth something exciting, next up on my rankings is the Whisper. Now, the Whisper has a slightly more appealing look to it. It's the only one that comes in this kind of squared off shape like this, almost a cube. And when you bite into it, you see that this is Cadbury's bubbly, aerated chocolate. I hope you guys can see that. Again, I don't know how popular bubbly chocolate is in other countries. I know that Australia and South Africa have some bubbly Cadbury chocolate, but let me know if, wherever you're watching this from, you have the equivalent of the Whisper or the Aero bar where there's kind of bubbly, airy chocolate. I just love it. And the top tier of Cadbury's Heroes, for me, that's just for me, feel free to attack me in the comments though, from the old selection, before we taste the two new ones, is that of the Cream Egg Twisted. And these Cream Egg Twisted kind of offer, to me, a better ratio of chocolate to fondant filling, because the chocolate's great and the filling's great. But this just lovely little sexy barrel of it is just the perfect ratio for me. It's one of the most exciting shapes in here. It's one of the newest flavors in here. Let me just show you that inside. I know I complained about the caramel chunk being way too sweet. This is even sweeter, but it's better. So inside you'll see that we have a thick kind of bottom layer of that milk chocolate and just a thin barrel of it on top, with that super gooey but slightly thicker fondant filling, so it doesn't kind of pour out like the Cadbury does, and just offers this lovely kind of soft, super hyper sweet fondant flavour with the chocolate. But I still think it's much better than the caramel block, even if they are kind of similar in their ridiculous amount of sweetness. Anyway, enough chat about all of the old Heroes flavours. That's probably not what you're here for. You are probably here for the two brand new flavours that have been added to the Heroes box. Now, the flavours themselves are available in larger Cadbury bars, obviously. The Dinky Decker is normally known as a double decker, and the Crunchie Bits known as a Crunchie. I love that these have been added to this, and I'm really excited to see what their kind of miniature versions are like. I think we'll try the Crunchie Bits first. So this is what it looks like. It looks almost identical, actually, to the regular Dairy Milk chunk. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a regular chunk with Crunchie Bits in it, or if it's just going to be a big honeycomb chunk covered in chocolate. Let's bite in and find out. Yes. I am shocked in the most wonderful way. So biting in, you can see that this is actually just the regular Dairy Milk block, but it's just generously studded with all of those lovely, sweet, crunchy honeycomb pieces. Oh wow, that is amazing. Creamy chocolate, crunchiness from the honeycomb bits. This one almost tastes quite sophisticated compared to the others, because there's that kind of balance of sweetness and creaminess and texture that some of the others really don't have. I'm very impressed with that. That is swiftly moving alongside the Cream Egg Twisted. That's an absolute belter. On to the other brand new flavour that has been added to the Heroes box, which is the Dinky Decker. So the Double Decker is named after, obviously, I'm guessing, the Double Decker bus here in the UK, which is a bus with 2 decks. Not difficult to figure out. So the typical Double Decker is chocolate, nougat, and kind of crispy rice or biscuit pieces. I'm quite surprised by how small and just how dinky the Dinky Decker is. It's a thin little kind of cuboid. Again, nothing too exciting on the outside. Let's see how it tastes. So I hope you can see in this miniature cross section that we have a layer of chocolate on the outside, that kind of fluffy, chewy nougat layer at the bottom, and there's just the tiniest little bit of that crispy kind of rice biscuit texture. But honestly, the flavor's not that great. The nougat is very dense, very chewy and sweet, but it doesn't have a whole lot of flavour. The kind of crunch from the crispy rice bits is nice, but I don't know, I feel like that might translate better to bigger bars because you can have a better ratio of both. It's okay. Honestly though, if you guys are going to be picking up the new Heroes at any point, it's worth it just for these crunchy bits. Seriously. I had kind of forgotten how great the Heroes selection is, and these new additions have only improved it. To get 9 different chocolates in a box that only cost about £3 to £5, and like 7 of them are great. That's pretty impressive, to be honest. You know, the old lineup are always popular. Everyone always likes to argue over what their favourites are. But seriously, Double Decker fans might like this, and it's definitely a great addition texture-wise to the box. But the crunchy bits, this is better than an actual full-size crunchy bar, and is genuinely one of the nicest new things I've tasted from Cadbury in a long time. Hopefully, in years to come, as the elderly population begin to die out, we can get rid of the Eclair. I'm only half joking. As a cheap box of chocolates with that range of flavours, it's a solid 4 out of 5. I'm happy with Cadbury for once. I just want to know how long it'll be before we get an Oreo product in here. As I said before, let me know in the comments what your favourite lineup of Heroes are. Or if you are from outside of the UK, let me know in the comments which ones you would like to taste. If you guys enjoyed this video and you'd like to see something similar in future, don't forget to hit the like button and to hit the subscribe button for more just groundbreaking, interesting, creative content that involves me eating chocolate. That's all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.